Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 1, Episode 5, A God Buys Us Cheeseburgers, which means I think we're going to be meeting Ares today. I am so excited for this episode. The last episode's ending was insane. Percy and Annabeth and Grover have my whole heart, and I'm so ready for this episode. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go.
Dude, they're looking right at us.
Just cut a thread of fate.
What? Percy.
Annabeth.
He's alive.
Oh,
I know it.
my loves. She's hoping. Can't let herself believe it because I saw quite a few posts on TikTok just driving home the trauma for these two of how similar that moment was to Thalia telling them to go on ahead and she'd stay back and she'd protect them, and now another forbidden child has done the same. And then for Percy, how similar Annabeth trying to do it was to his mum telling him to go while she stays behind. Like, it's just these kids have been through a lot already, and
Hi. Even hearing myself say that sounds really bad, but
they're thrilled you're alive,
I
baby
knew that,
boy.
and there wasn't enough time.
She thought she'd lost you just like Thalia, just as she was letting herself care about you. And you need to sacrifice yourself for her as well.
You're not as dead as we thought you'd be.
And Annabeth's saying like,
Surprise.
I was just hugging Percy Jackson, oh my god, fuck.
Short version, my father's gonna meet me there. He's gonna help us.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
I think this quest might be harder than we thought.
Yes, baby, I don't think it was ever going to be easy.
I didn't steal the mask. It all feels different somehow. He saved me.
Yeah.
My dad.
He's not the worst of the Olympians.
I guess I just really never thought that's something he'd do for me. So maybe I gotta take things more
Same time
seriously.
that Athena ditched Annabeth. Not only ditched her, but literally let an enemy into her temple.
I get it. It doesn't have to be a thing, you know? They hug me.
Oh boy.
You don't get
We're
anything.
like friends now. It seems like a thing friends do. At least I think
When you see a string cut,
It means one of us is going to die.
we're all gonna die.
Percy!
It's a warning.
beg pardon?
I asked if you could use some help.
Appreciate you asking, though. So long.
You don't seem too good. You're so behind schedule. Because I'm doing exactly the same thing as you. Zeus sent all of his kids.
Don't trust any of the gods, I'm afraid.
That's my cousin? What kind of family is this?
Oh, I fucked up one, my darling.
He was always troubled, but I never thought he was capable of something like this.
Who's that?
My
Yeah,
stepdad.
abusive stepdad.
What's he doing?
He was far worse than he even seemed in the show.
Grandpa Kronos ate my aunts and uncles. Yeah. Then my dad made him puke them back up, then chopped him into a million pieces and chucked him into a bottomless pit. So that kind of set the tone right out of the gate. He went down a flight of stairs to get ahead.
The most unrealistic thing about the scene is no one is eating those chips.
Your shield? Like, forgot it on the merry-go-round?
Okay. So do we have
Annabeth, I love
Am
you.
killing all three?
Well, neither of us is dead in a few days. We really ought to fix that. We're
Yeah.
missing out.
That's celestial bronze.
Oh, fascinating. Annabeth, what is happening right now?
Celestial bronze. Maybe he finds them amusing?
That's really not funny, Annabeth.
It's a little funny.
I love them.
Oh. That's cool.
Annabeth?
Just relax. I'm on it.
Admiring the craftsmanship. She's on it, don't worry.
Okay.
No one talks about those anymore.
They should.
Like, is he working an angle here? Getting information out of him by getting him on side? Oh yes.
Don't you?
I love watching these scenes come to life.
What is happening right now?
Former orthodontist office, maybe. She said this is what the gods are like to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of family they are. Didn't you want to say
It's
that
not
just
wrong.
He was preparing you.
You made
So
sure
when
you
got
know
to us,
everything.
You'd be different than this.
Hmm? I think she always knew you'd end up here. She wanted to make sure you were prepared. Look at my babies.
Did you just pull me out of there with that water power stuff?
Hmm?
Maybe figuring this out as I go.
You did, and you're brilliant, my darling.
Making things more complicated than they need to be so people will think she's smarter than you.
Thank you. I can't be the only one who sees it, right?
No, not at all.
Grover, you're doing
Feels that
great.
way sometimes.
It was a gift.
Grover, be
With a hidden
careful.
purpose. Festus let Hera free. Aphrodite would be his wife. The chair is the bargain.
Pretty terrible way
One
to
of
get
us
someone to
goes
be
in,
your wife.
The other gets the shield.
I'll do it.
What? Wait a minute.
Whoever goes in isn't coming out. That see's pretty clear.
I know, that's why I
These
said wait.
This isn't
Brilliant,
the arc
reckless,
scene we bring.
self-sacrificing
You're not pushing me into this
babies.
terrible- I'm not gonna let you this time.
When I was choosing my team, I told
Percy.
Chiron I needed someone who wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice me if the quest required it.
You've known Annabeth for all of like 24 hours at that point.
That was you. There's no getting around this. We dodged at the arch, barely, but
These brave
maybe this isn't something you can
babies.
dodge forever.
They shouldn't
The
have
Oracle
to
chose
think
you.
like
The gods
this.
chose
Stop.
you. It isn't about that.
You're better at this than me.
Mhm.
You just are. And you know it.
I love them
Believe
so
me, I
much.
wish there was another way this quest succeeds. I need you to promise me something.
I'm not leaving the underworld without your mom.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh. They've already come so
I was
far
gonna
in
say
their,
when this quest is done,
their
can you
relationship's
maybe
already.
swing back here and try to get me out of this thing.
Oh. Bless them
You
both.
think you had to ask?
Bless them both. They've both already grown so much on this journey. And I can't wait to watch them go on further. My babies.
This is a bad idea. Stand up.
I can't.
Percy, stand up. I mean
It's
it.
okay. I'm okay.
Oh, these babies! These babies. You go, girl. Annabeth is growing as a person, realizing there are things more important than the quest.
I know your mother was displeased with you recently. We both know how she gets. But
Annabeth.
this, she will be proud, and you will be forgiven. And all will go back to being as it always has been.
Sweet,
Always
beloved
will be.
Annabeth.
As it should be.
It isn't how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't. Eat or be eaten. Power and glory and nothing else matters.
She's really grown so much.
Ares is that way. My mother is that way.
Percy has really helped open her eyes up to things I think she was already aware of. The injustices that were there.
He isn't that way.
Mhm.
He's better than that.
He's shown her that there is
Maybe
another
I
way
was
to
that way
be.
once. But I don't want to be that way anymore.
You lovely, wonderful girl.
I won't be like all of you.
She got through to Hephaestus, the god whose name I can never pronounce. These brave, wonderful babies.
Some of us don't like being that way either. You're a good kid, Annabeth.
She house.
I'll put in a good word with your mom for you.
These beautiful babies. These are the characters from the book, just on my screen. Even more alive than they were in the books, in some ways. They are better than you will ever be, Aries.
You think you know who I am, but you don't.
There's our Percy.
And if you aren't careful...
So, thank you for the emotional abuse and the cheeseburgers. And the ride. We're gonna take you up on that.
Assuming Ares was telling the truth.
He wasn't. Not entirely, at any rate.
Mm-hmm.
He was holding something back. I think I got it out of him.
That's our Grover.
I know who stole the Master Bowl.
I love this show so much. These are just these beloved characters on the screen. Like, they are the characters, and I cannot describe it any more than just it is as though they have walked off the page onto the screen. I don't care if they don't look exactly the same as they were described. They have the spirit of those characters. They have the personality of those characters. It's just done so well. I love seeing these iconic moments brought to life change slightly to fit the screen, because things always have to change slightly to fit the screen. Some things have to change a lot to fit the screen. That's okay. But seeing Percy and Annabeth and how far they've already come in their friendship, in caring about each other, in the way Percy has truly come to admire Annabeth's strength and her intelligence and her wisdom, and not just admire it in the sense that, like, oh, I've been told she's really brilliant, so she's brilliant. He truly respects it and thinks, yes, she is the best person for this job. Then you have Annabeth, who initially was like, yep, I'm going on this mission with this Percy Jackson kid because I need to go on a quest, and he's the forbidden child that's going on the quest, so I have to go with him. He'll do. Like, I just want to be on this quest. The quest is what matters, to the point where she is willing to put the quest on hold to try and help somebody else, a good person, someone she cares about, someone like Percy, because he has opened her eyes to things that she probably already knew deep down, that the way she was being forced to live by Athena and the gods, that kind of, like she was saying, kill or be killed, power at the sake of all, isn't good or healthy. There is another way, and there is a better way. And maybe she's not going to be able to live that way every aspect of her life right now, but that is something we should all be aspiring to. And she was able to get through to a god through that, like, because of Percy. Like, I love these freaking kids so much, and how much they cared about each other. Like, their faces when Percy was like, no, I'm not letting you go in the chair, and she was like, no, like, you have to, like, you know you're best, and I can't let you, and her face watching it, like, it happened to him, like, was just really, really intense and really horrific. And I'm already, like, mentally unprepared for all of the edits that I'm going to see with these scenes in them. But oh my god, just so well done. The Tunnel of Love is such a sort of iconic thing in the books, and just seeing this version of it brought to life is everything. Ares was as Ares like as I expected he to be. He pretty much was Ares from the book. And seeing Grover wheedle his way into, like, getting him talking and everything was brilliant, because it will be very easy to just have Grover be the comic relief, Grover to be the kind of bumbling satyr who's not that good at his job or whatever, but he isn't that at all. Like, maybe he hasn't always had the best time of things, but he is very good at what he does. He is, in some ways, that persona he gives off of being, oh, I'm just a little satyr, actually helps him be underestimated, so that he can kind of get in under Ares' nose and figure out some relevant information. They're off to the Lotus Casino, which is definitely a very normal, good casino where nothing strange or bad will ever happen. I am just loving this show. I am loving these kids. I am loving the wider cast. I'm loving how they're bringing this story to life and how they're bringing the Greek mythology to life. They're bringing kind of quite a nuanced take on the Greek mythology, like presenting it as it is, presenting kind of all the negative parts of it and the sort of all the different parts of it. Like, Hephaestus is a victim of in his own story, and, like, cast out by his mother, not wanted, turned away, all because he was not normal and disfigured or whatnot. But then he essentially, like, forces somebody to marry him, and then she has an affair. Like, it's kind of, you can read all of these stories in so many different ways to paint whoever you want as the villain, whoever you want as the victim, and the hero. And it's just, the show's doing a really good job of kind of showing all sides of that, and showing these young kids navigating this world. Percy, who, you know, his mother prepared him for this by making sure he wouldn't just get pulled into the cycle and accept everything they said was fact, that he would look at things and approach things and think, that's right, that's not right. And he would do things that were the right thing to do, not just what the gods told him to. And that is a very bold stance to take for your son, but it is also one that shows just how much love she has for him and just how much belief she has that he will be able to stick true to these morals she's given him. And he's already inspiring Annabeth, and Annabeth's inspiring him, and it's just a lot, getting a lot of emotions. And yes, I love this show. I cannot wait for next week, and then there's only, what, like 3 episodes left? That's actually devastating. Like, please tell me that they're, I mean, I know they're not already filming season 2, but please tell me they've already filmed season 2 and it's coming next week. I mean, okay, season 1 hasn't finished. Next month. You know what I mean. Remind you that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.